Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile 48 back again, and welcome back to the final episode of my playoff predictions of the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And yes, we finally made it to the final four. And in today's episode, I will be picking who do I think will win the championship for. And I think I already said this probably in the first episode of my playoff prediction. I'm not really sure. Go check out that video. I'm not trying to pull a plug, but please go check it out. But anyway. Yes, in today's episode, we're going to be picking the champion, and, well, I'm going to pick the championship driver, and you guys can, see what my opinion is of who I think is going to win the championship, with this Final Four, because, only got, two drivers right to make the championship four. I predicted B. Keselowski and Denny Hamlin with Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick, but, Harvick's not here. That guy right there is here instead. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So, just to say which driver, who do I think will win the championship, it's right here, and boom. Oh, there we go. Yes, Denny Hamlin is who I think is going to win the 2020 championship this weekend at ISM Raceway, but I don't want him to win the championship. I want, my guy Chase Elliott over here to win the championship. So we'll see, but Hamlin is my pick. Now let me show you why Elliott and the two Penske drivers over there are not going to win the championship this weekend at Phoenix. First up, we're starting with Joey Logano. Now you guys are wondering, why am I not picking Joey Logano to win the championship? He won at Phoenix earlier this year. Well, yeah, that may be true, but look at how many times it took Joey Logano to get back to victory lane since that final race before the whole COVID pandemic had started. Think of how many races that's been. Race 33 was, at Kansas, and that was race 4 when he got, his second win of 2020. So that was 29 races ago. So it's been a while since Logano's been to victory lane until he won at Kansas a few weeks back. But still, you got to think about consistency. Logano hasn't been that consistent, but he has been consistent a little bit lately. I don't know where he finished at Texas, but he did get a top 10 at Martinsville just recently, and I believe he's starting in second in the championship 4 on Sunday. So I'm not really confident in Joey Logano, and not only that, Logano, his average finish at ISM Raceway is a 14th place, even though he finished first earlier this year, and he has 2 wins total at ISM Raceway by winning at ISM Raceway in 2016, so that he could get into the championship 4, and he didn't win. My boy Jimmy Johnson got that win. But yeah, I'm predicting Joey Logano. He will not win it because, my reasons are his inconsistency, from getting his second win of the year to his third win of the year, which took, a whole 29 races, or actually 30 races if you count the All-Star race. But yeah, Joey Logano is who I think will not win the championship this year. But hey, anything could happen. I've seen crazier things. Somebody could rack out, but we'll see what happens. But Joey Logano is a driver who I think will not actually not win the championship this year. Next up is Brad Keselowski. Now, why do I think Brad Keselowski will not win the championship for? Well, Keselowski, he has been pretty good on, tracks like Phoenix. He got that win at Bristol mostly because Chase Elliott got into, Keselowski's teammate Logano. And then, Keselowski dominated at New Hampshire and dominated at Richmond. He's been good on the short track, so of course he's going to use that same car for Richmond, or actually not for Richmond, but for ISM Raceway, this Sunday. But really, you got to think how's that car going to perform, because I can't really say about Brad Keselowski, because Hamlin, and Blaney got in that incident earlier in Phoenix earlier this year, and, that took Blaney out of the race. Keselowski, Keselowski did finish 11th in that race after starting, third, and, Keselowski's average finish at ISM Raceway is 13 and a half or 14th place, and, Keselowski, he has no wins at ISM Raceway, so you got to count that. So that's kind of my reason of Keselowski not really winning the championship, because, he sometimes has bad luck on his side, and you really don't know how he's going to perform with this new car, because, not everything's going to be the same. It could be the same, but I'm not really sure. So that is why I predict Brad Keselowski will not win the championship this year, so he will not get his second championship, but things can happen. Like I said before, things can happen, so we'll see what happens, but Keselowski is a driver who I think will not win the championship. Now, last and definitely, and I mean most definitely not least, is the number 9 of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, See, here's the thing about Chase Elliott. He did good at Martinsville. He's pretty good at Phoenix. But the one thing that can cause Chase Elliott is his pit crew. That I think is going to be the number one flaw in Chase Elliott's hopes of winning his first career championship in his first try of making the championship 4. It's his pit crew. His pit crew, late at Martinsville on last Sunday, he just, the last 2 pit stops, or the last 3 pit stops, his pit crew did awful. His jackman went over the wall too soon. He was lucky that he went back, and then, came back and stuff, and then the final pit stop, his pit crew did awful again. Actually, I think the final pit stop, they did pretty good. I'm not sure. But still, that is something that could hold Chase Elliott back, his pit crew. And, Chase Elliott could make some mistakes. Like, he has a history in the round of 8 of not doing so well. Take 2019 and 2018, for instance. But really, I think Chase Elliott will perform good at Phoenix. But the thing is, his pit crew is, the number one thing that could hold him back from being crowned the champion. And Chase Elliott, his average finish at ISM Raceway is 13th place, which is pretty good. And he finished 7th here earlier this year, top 10. So really, and Elliott obviously doesn't have any wins here, but still watch out for Chase Elliott. He can be pretty good. He's really good at Phoenix. But the one issue that's gonna hold him back from winning it all could be his pit crew. His pit crew cannot make any mistakes. They need to train really hard before this weekend because everything's on the line here. This is the final race of the season. This is your last chance before you have to try again in February all over again. So we'll see what happens. But Chase Elliott, that is the reason why I think he will not win the championship. So yeah, that's it for Chase Elliott. Now I'm gonna tell you why I think Denny Hamlin is gonna win the championship this year. Now, finally, this is the driver who I think will win the championship this year. It's Denny Hamlin. Now, the one reason why I think Denny Hamlin will win it is because, he won at ISM Raceway last year, to get into the championship 4, and he has 2 wins at ISM Raceway. He did finish 20th here earlier this year, but that's because, he got in that incident with Keselowski, Blaney, and stuff, and Hamlin's average finish here is 11th. Coincidence? I do not think so. But still, I think Denny Hamlin will win. But for this number one reason why I think Hamlin will win it. Because you have Chris Gabehart, who's been, a top 3 crew chief all year. Maybe one of the best crew chiefs this year. Because, ever since Chris Gabehart has been paired up with Denny Hamlin, they've been knocking it off. Man, Hamlin has 7 wins this year. He had 5 wins this year. That's 12 wins. That's a lot of wins in just 2 years with a crew chief that he just got last year. Gabehart has been really good, and I think that is the reason Denny Hamlin will win the championship. Because you have Chris Gabehart, who is one of the best crew chiefs, in the garage area. So really, Chris Gabehart is going to be the number one reason Denny Hamlin can win it. Of course, Denny Hamlin, he is a good driver. He is consistent. He hasn't been really that consistent the last few races. But still, Denny Hamlin is a driver you guys need to watch out for. Yeah, but, some downsides to Hamlin winning the championship, struggling, missing some things on the racetrack, something like that. But Chris Gabehart is the number one reason. If Hamlin does win the championship, I would give Hamlin the credit, but you have to give most of the credit to the crew chief who's been getting you all those wins this year, trying to get you to the same exact spot last year. This is the first time Denny Hamlin's gone back-to-back in making the championship. Could he win it? We'll see, but that is what I predict. I predict Denny Hamlin will win this championship because he has a crew chief that looks like a championship-winning crew chief. I mean, Chris Gabehart is good, maybe not as good as Ronnie Childress, just off by a little bit, but I think he could be the number one reason Hamlin could take the 2020 title this year. And there you go. This was the final episode of my playoff predictions, season 1 of, the NASCAR 2020 playoffs. I will be doing this again next year for the 2021 playoffs of whoever makes it, all the way down to seeing who makes the championship four, like these four drivers right here. But like I said, I don't think Logano is going to make it because, he hasn't been his struggles are trying to finally get back to victory lane. Even though he did it at Kansas, he still struggled a little bit, even though he won at Phoenix earlier this year. Brad Keselowski, because I'm not really 100% sure of Brad Keselowski, because he can make a bit of mistakes. Like he made a mistake on pit road last year. I mean, not last year, but just last week that could have taken him out of the championship four. Chase Elliott, because his pit crew could hold him back. But the reason who I think Hamlin's going to make it or win it is because he has a championship winning crew chief that can get the job done, and he won this race a year ago so that he could get into the championship four. So watch out for Denny Hamlin. But yeah, that's going to end it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll have my gaming channel in the description, my Instagram in the description. Go subscribe and go follow as well. I will be having one more video up before the championship race. I will be having another tier list episode, but you guys have to figure out what tier list is it. Is it NASCAR related? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but you'll just have to find out soon. I'll have it up on Friday, which is in a couple days. So yeah, that's about it for me, guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys Friday. Peace out.